Ontario and the federal government are investing $3 billion to build small modular reactors, a new nuclear technology. Let's get more on this from Ahab Abdel-Aziz, Global Director of Nuclear Power Generation at Gowling WLG. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
What does the federal investment here signal about the project?
I think what it signals about the project is important, and what it signals about the federal government's role with respect to its policy objectives and the nuclear program in Canada might even be more important. I think what it signals with respect to the project is that the governments of Canada and the province are playing the role that is necessary for governments to play to support the development of nuclear power generation. It's a very positive signal for OPG and the BWRX 300 project at Darlington, but it's also a positive signal for the remainder of the fleet that's intended to meet our climate change objectives.
It's a $21 billion project, and we're in early days. But with a federal investment, is it more of a guarantee for private investors to come on board?
I think that's exactly what federal and provincial investment in infrastructure writ large does. It anchors complex infrastructure delivery, and it invites private industry and capital to take a closer look at a risk profile that's more attractive than projects left on their own.
It's being pitched as a first-of-its-kind project in a G7 country. Is it the first of its kind? And if it is, are we going to experience all kinds of headaches as a first run?
Well, it's first of its kind in the sense that it is a small modular reactor. It is not technology that we have not used before. It is a reactor that is a 300 megawatt reactor that employs GE designs that are tried and true. First of a kind technology tends to refer to things we haven't done before, and where we might legitimately expect technological surprises that can then lead to regulatory concerns and delays, which is something of what some recent Western nuclear projects have experienced. But in terms of this being a groundbreaking project in Western nations, absolutely it is. Okay. This is the first contracted small modular reactor plant in a Western nation. And that's a big deal, given that we've been not particularly engaged in deploying nuclear for some time in the West.
So as a federally fast-tracked project, because it's going to be on that list, what would be the anticipated timeline for a build?
Well, I don't have specifics on the build for that project. It does involve multiple reactors, and these projects are multi-year. The last major project that we were involved with was slated to be deployed over a 15-year time period. I don't have a time period for you on this project.
What we're saying, though, is if Ontario is able to pull this off at a reasonable timeline, this is the kind of technology that can be exported to the world.
That's absolutely right. And we have a good history of doing that. We developed Canadian technology, and we saw that technology with government support lead in developing nations particularly. We've exported Canadian technology to Argentina, Romania, China, Korea. And the Conference Board of Canada and all the economic studies that I have seen confirm that it is a positive and a strong positive for the economy and for the federal and provincial treasuries. So yes, this has substantial export potential, particularly because, as I'm sure you know, at the UN Climate Change Conference in UAE, COP28, the world has committed to tripling the installed nuclear capacity, which is a massive, massive task to undertake. You'll need technology, you'll need expertise and know-how and experience, which are very much in short supply in the world. And Canada will be able to continue its traditional position of leadership in nuclear technology exports precisely because we're back to building new nuclear in Canada.
Do you worry that this kind of technology could end up taking a backseat, considering what we're seeing coming out of Washington, where the emphasis seems to be on fossil fuels, on gas, on oil, as opposed to technology that's better for the environment?
I think that's true, certainly for many forms of renewables, but it seems that the current administration in the United States is favorable to nuclear power technology. There's certainly engagement from DOE. The White House is supportive of the development of nuclear technology. And there's been a good deal of investment from major data center owners, from high tech in the US, in small modular reactor technologies, and a number of companies and projects that are either proposed or on the verge of being underway. So my sense is that we are not in proceeding with this technology at odds with the direction in the United States, and we're certainly not at odds with the global direction.
All right, Ahab, I'm going to leave the conversation there. I'm out of time, but thank you for your time. Ahab Abdel-Aziz, Global Director, Nuclear Power Generation at Gowling. Thanks for that.